up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dubb Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday and a good week. It's the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. And hey, we're coming to you live here today to talk about some sports as we do here. Hey, we got the fellas here. We got the D-Dubb. D-Dubb, what's good, brother? How are you?
What's good? What's good, family? What's going on? Sports Chasers Podcast, Thursday night. Let's get it.
Thursday night. The DA, what's up, brother? How are you, sir?
Yo, we in the building, man. You know what we do.
We're in the building. We're in the building. We minus a couple of guys tonight. Yeah, we're paying for this building. You're right.
Yeah, I pay for this building.
So welcome those that are with us, those that are joining us tonight for the first time tonight, man. Hey, we got a lot to get into. Ryan, our N.B.A. contributor, he'll be joining us shortly around a little bit after the 8 o'clock hour in the East to talk about the N.B.A. But first, hey, if you was watching college football, the college football championship on Monday, and you got past the second quarter, God bless you. I didn't. And I'm just going to give it to D-Dubb. D-Dubb, go ahead, brother. It's his.
Yo, man, the truth of the matter is they didn't get past. They didn't even get past 8:30 probably of the game because the game was pretty much over. After Dugan scored the touchdown, running touchdown, that was it for T.C.U. ever seeing the end zone except for going to the halftime back into the tunnel. That's the only time they seen the end zone. After that, it was pretty much a wrap. It was a wrap. Kev, this was the biggest blowout in college football, I believe, in the history of the championship games. And
65-7.
And yeah, they're number one. Monday night was awful. It was awful. But I told you guys. I told you.
T.C.U.
T.C.U. Yeah. Until they meet up with somebody that is, better and stronger and faster. I mean, and you can see it, man. It was ridiculous. It was like I explained to DA, the kid in the sandbox. The big kid is in the sandbox. Little kid is in there. Big kid comes in and kicks the little kid out the sandbox. Why? Because he doesn't belong. Doesn't belong. They totally
That's
two different
bullying.
leagues. I'm sorry?
That's bullying.
Call it what you want to call it, but that's what it was. It was a disgrace. Yes, T.C.U. Dan, and I was preaching it. Talking about how the competitive balance in this. Now, kudos to them for doing their job. They did. They won, but they won against teams that they were supposed to beat. They struck the schedule. It couldn't have been. I don't have nobody to do the analytics to tell me what was the strength of schedule TCU had compared to Georgia.
Close to. It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
But
let's be honest with that,
so
right?
It's going to be.
Yeah.
You're not. I don't know, man. These people. They don't understand how this goes. So.
Go ahead, D.
Go ahead, DA. Jump in there, brother. Go ahead.
So if you're in a strong conference, right, you're going to play your conference first, right? So say, stronger conference that plays offense and defense, and I'm not saying that to be funny, but I'm just saying really plays offense and defense. you're going to have 8, if you get play 10 games in total, you're going to play 8 games in conference. 1 home, 1 away, 1 home, 1 away, like that, right? So if your conference is good, then your RPI is going to be better, right? If your conference is bad, even if you have a game or two where you punch up and you're playing a better opponent and you have a good game, but you don't win, it really doesn't matter as much because it's still iron sharpens iron. And
Correct.
though it may be weird, Alabama losing to Georgia or Tennessee losing to Georgia may be a harder game than them playing T.C.U. because of the speed of the game, the hitting, and a bunch of other things that happen. So it's a situation where, and Daryl and I said this now, for financial reasons, this will never happen, and for ego reasons, which is even weirder, this will never happen. But we made the bots an analogy, right? So everybody thinks that they're a heavyweight, right? And I'm a heavyweight, get this money, I'm gonna do this thing.
Yeah, I'm
right?
185 pounds. I'm 187.
Yeah, maybe you a cruiserweight. Maybe you a light heavyweight, right? So Evander Holyfield could punch up and do it, but no one else can, right? So I'm not putting Pernell Whitaker in the ring with Mike Tyson.
You're not doing that. You're not doing it.
Right.
We're not doing that, man. And even to say, I'll be real honest with you, and love is love, man. When Roy was at the top of his game, when he first, not when he gained weight and he almost was a heavyweight, but when he was a light heavyweight at 187 pounds, I wouldn't have put him in there with Evander Holyfield. Because he would have hit Evander 7 times and Evander would have hit him once and dropped him. That's, you gotta, the problem is that the light heavyweights and cruiserweights don't know they're light heavyweights and cruiserweights.
Yeah, they won't know until they meet.
They think that they're heavy, but we don't have, as fans, do we have the time to watch every light heavyweight and cruiserweight get knocked out before they know who they are?
Yeah.
Somebody has to step in the ring and say, whoa, you can't fight him. You fight him.
And this is essentially
That's
what we
it.
had.
So, we can't.
College football.
College football is not going to change because, T.C.U. got a lot of money. They've sold a bunch of shirts, even if they lost. The winning shirts that they had, they'll sell to Honduras or some other country somewhere, and kids will be wearing T.C.U. national champion shirts in South America somewhere. They're gonna it's all about the money, man, and that's what's gonna happen. But they weren't supposed to be there. But
Period.
The reality is, everybody says this, but this is the BS too that we deal with. This comes from TV. This isn't like real people BS, but the BS. We don't want to see Alabama, Georgia again.
Which is nonsense.
Yes, you do. If it's
yes,
a
you
good
do.
Game. If it's a good game, yes, you do. You want to see that rather than be doing something at 15 minutes in. Because at 15 minutes in, I told y'all, I said, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I can already see these dudes are bigger, stronger, faster. Like this is, and they weren't necessarily bigger. They just were better because Texas kids, they had some big offensive linemen, some big kids that may be pros once they get into better shape and do what they do. But the reality were those cats was getting whooped. And when you got D tackles catching dudes on sweeps, which happened, first quarter, number 99 to 98, quarter cat, on a sweep, he's the D tackle. Jordan did that same thing last year to Michigan. And when your D linemen are faster than their running backs, there is a motherfucking problem, yo. Because the D linemen are 300 pounds. And that's a car crash waiting to happen.
So let me jump in here real quick. So
set it up. Okay.
With this said, with college football and them going to this championship format and them adding more, is this better for the game of college football? Is college football being greedy?
They're being greedy, and what's going to happen is, right, so it's not a clear delineation. Again, It's not a clear path as how these teams are even chosen to be in the championship.
That's correct.
So now you're going to add 12 teams based on, oh, well, they look better the last week. And dog, listen, man, are they a better team or not, man? Because the point remains that but my first point is that if you do it based upon the best teams in the country, you'll have 4 SEC teams, 1 or 2 Big Ten teams, maybe 2 ACC teams, and then you have a bunch of Big 12 teams that are going to get smashed, and Pac-10 teams that are going to get smashed out. Not because they can't play, it's because they don't play against great competition.
So, with that said, let me give us a plug real quick. We already named the episode. If y'all don't know, we named the episode due to little funny moments or whatever, or a significant moment. And this episode was named on Tuesday morning. D-Dubb. What's the name of the episode? Objects in the
mirror are closer than
they appear.
Yeah.
Why did you say that real quick?
Well, meaning, and really it's the opposite. It's meaning that T.C.U. is farther away
than what they thought.
Exactly, than what they thought. And they had no business. They won games, correct. They did win games, and kudos to them for doing the right. They won their games. They did what they were supposed to do. However, the level of competition, it did not match up, and it was clear in the first couple minutes of this game, the first quarter of the game.
It was men against boys.
Everybody started checking out of the game. ESPN, the ratings was putrid.
You know what? The funny thing is, it's got to be. I'm sorry, D.
Go ahead.
The funniest thing in the world is when you are there, having to do the commentary for the game, and within a minute, like, oh shit, these guys he covered the mic like, oh, these guys are going to beat these guys by 85 points tonight, Kurt. What are we going to talk about?
Yeah, and, you got to fill in that time.
Oh, he's gonna talk about how Duger is this and the Duggan is this and he's this and that.
He was 25.
Yeah, he's 25 and getting thrown around the field. 25 years old. He's 25 and getting thrown around the field and running for his life. That's what's happening right now. Like every play, it could be the same thing over and over. So, and T.C.U. What did the coach say after the game? Oh, we gave it our best. Shit. No, you didn't. After the first quarter, your dudes are scared. Your hardest motherfuckers is out there like, damn, that hurt.
I'm sorry, it's Stetson Bennett who's 25, the Georgia quarterback. He's 25. Dorian, DA, what do you think about that? Does it matter?
They used to be all 25 back in the day when dudes ain't leave.
Chris Winky.
Well, remember,
32, right?
A lot of time with pitchers, a lot of time with quarterbacks, they're usually minor league pitchers, and that's another. We don't want to talk about that. How you could be in college 3 years pitching baseball, and it don't work out, and then you can go just play football and have all eligibility. So that's how you get 27, 28-year-old dudes. It's fine. It's what's allowed within the rules. Not to say I like it.
It's allowed in the rules, yeah.
It's allowed within the rules, but. Listen, Stetson Bennett, he knows based on his size, but he's not the only one. There are linemen, there are people all over college football trying to do the most they can to have that 1 year, that Joe Burrow year, where you do it and you can go to the pros. And that's all Stetson Bennett was trying to do. He was trying to get some money for his family and maybe pay back some of the spending that he's done over the years to get to where he's at. He's been cut. He was never the starter. He wasn't the starter at the beginning of last season. I think he didn't play well. Stetson went in and did good and been playing ever since. But I've seen him get replaced 2 or 3 times in Georgia as a quarterback. And he left to go to a junior college just to play and then come back to Georgia. So, he had a calculated risk of,
right.
I am going to do whatever I can to get the opportunity to be a professional football player at some point in time. But there's a lot of dudes in the N.C.A.A that are 25, 26 years old, man. That gray shirts, red shirts, transfer when they used to make you sit out a year. You got guys in playing now that were still in college when they made you sit out a year when you transferred. So you're gonna have a bunch of dudes like that. You got to sit out. You transfer, you got to sit out a year.
Gotcha.
There is no solution.
I'm trying to come on one. I have some stuff written down. So when they go to 8, does TCU make it with this? Say when they go to 8, or what is it, 8 or 12? What other kids? When they go to 12.
Well, but maybe they get knocked out before they get to the chip, though.
Okay.
That's the only saving thing.
What you get, the saving grace is going to what Daryl always says, is that you may have a TCU Wake Forest game in between, right? And within, I don't know who, but a Big 12,
right?
Pac-12, Big 10, ACC game between those teams, where things are a little bit more, relatively more even. And I understand the Big 10 fans will say, "Yo, we's only a kick away from beating Georgia, Ohio State." Yeah, but if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Yeah.
Right. So it didn't happen.
Not only that, it gives it a little bit of time. Excuse me. It gives it a little bit of time to snuff out some of these teams. So TCU can't make it. So it might be a good thing and a bad. I mean, we'll see about the bad, but definitely a good thing snuffing out some of these teams, because they're gonna try to let in everybody, and everybody's got we got a stake in our claim, stake in the claim that we should be a championship team, and you're really not. So
it's cool. And you like Dan said, Michigan choked.
Yes, Dan, I agree.
It's not TCU's fault.
No.
Paul can't win in the playoffs.
Yeah, Michigan should really got them out of here.
They should have, but they would have got dragged the same.
Well, that's fine.
Maybe
not. Not as bad as that.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I think the real championship game was Ohio State and probably Chicago and Georgia.
So, it was a good game.
Yeah, that was
a good game.
And like I said,
and there was some adversity for Georgia.
Correct.
They was down, and they came back and won again.
Only adversity Georgia met on Monday was how to get from the team hotel.
Yeah.
That was sure those wings was hot on the sideline.
That's it. That's about it. That's the only adversity they face, and it's a shame. It's college football. I don't know.
Trade fans, they don't care. They put their crap on the air, and they knew it was crap before the game started. Like any football people were saying, "Wow, this is not going to be good."
Yeah, everybody. I mean, people checked out, man. People checked out. Like
I literally after 8:30, I was like, "This can't be good."
Yeah. Michigan episode of Friends was on for these people. They was watching Friends. Whatever else you
Friends,
watch.
Living Single, whatever your flavor.
Single, yeah. Yes, we're 90s. Yeah, whatever.
I told people, man.
Martin.
Go ahead.
No, it's just it was over. It's over.
I told people, man, when my son was being recruited, you would go on the field and you could look at, because they always bring it to a game where it's big school recruiting versus directional something state. And you watch some cats from the other schools come on, you're like, oh, okay, they're big dudes. And then the dudes from the school that's recruiting your son come on, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, son, hey, we're going to move the car because we're going to be leaving pretty quick.
It's different. It's different.
Tell the coach, look, I'll talk to him, but I'm not driving back from here after the game knowing y'all done beat these cats by 85 points. So we're not doing that.
I don't know how true this is. They said an N.C.A.A official went into the locker room. I don't know how it's true. It's folktale, something I saw on social media. Don't know if it's true. One of the officials went in and told the coach, what's the coach's name? His name escapes me. No, of Georgia. Not Dabo. Kirby. Kirby Smart. Hey, bro, let off the gas a little bit, please.
They probably did.
No.
And the kid said no.
No. You hear, right? This is what you said, right?
This is what you wanted, right?
Let it up on the gas. Stop.
And they might have been letting up on the gas and scoring still. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's sad because
that should have been a mercy rule.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
No. You want that playing on the sport?
Well, I mean,
remember when he was Little League T-ball and everybody won the game 10-10?
Well, not when I was a kid, but yeah.
Bro, I mean,
go ahead, D-Dubb.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, but you know what? We joke, we laugh about that, and I can see them doing some, because it's not the way the way the sports is going now, and it's just everything has just seeped in. I'm offended. The table. So you never know. Everybody. Participation trophy. All this stuff has been going on, and it's just getting worse and worse. So you never know. You never know.
Yeah, they definitely have to figure out something. While we're on the college football, let me read something real quick. This is a couple hours ago from James Parks of Sports Illustrated. It says N.C.A.A changed transfer portal rules for players entering a portal a second time. So let me read this real quick. The transfer portal has forever changed college football and how schools create their rosters, and now the N.C.A.A has brought in another new change. While players going into the portal for the first time still, will still be able to get immediate eligibility at their next school, the N.C.A.A is trying to stop players from entering the transfer portal multiple times. What's new? The N.C.A.A Division I Council approved legislation to limit waivers for second-time transfer players. Now, any undergraduates who transfer a second time or any other time after that must meet specific guidelines in order to be eligible for immediate playing time, starting with the 2023-2024 season, or risk sitting out a year between transfers. Guys, what do you think about that? Okay. I'll start with the DA.
Okay, it's cool. I think it's but I would say I don't know how fair or unfair, but it's kind of putting you on the grown man thing. Like you made your first decision,
right?
And you transferred. Boom, you don't want to be here. Fine. Now, if you get to the second spot and don't like it, then it might be you, and you might need to kind of sit back and see what the hell the issue is.
Right.
Figure it out for a year. It's not saying you can't play. It's just saying that you have been, you're sit out a year, which people did before. So it's not like it's the end of the world.
Right.
I'm glad they did it now, right? Because it's not so far in our rearview mirror, not to be funny, D, that people think it's a brand new thing or punishment that's being levied. And though the athletes won't care, and nor should they care. So just get my point here. They don't care, nor should they care, because it's not their thing to worry about. But it will help the schools kind of pull together their classes and help their freshmen and kids from high school be able to get in school, right? Because I told you before, we've seen it from a personal level, what the transfer portal can do to a kid going into college. And how it may take a spot that was already open. So this pause where a kid can't play, still, if the coach wants, will let the high school kid get on campus and, kind of do what they do. So it's not a bad thing, I don't think.
Hey, my main man, Ryan DeSouza, he has joined us. Ryan, you joined us in the middle of our college football talk. We'll let you get to your N.B.A talk here in a little bit. What you think about the T.C.U and Georgia game, real quick?
Real quick, man. Thank you guys for having me again. To be honest with you, man, I knew it wasn't going to end well. I mean, they played. They damn near played a flawless game against Michigan, and I knew their time was going to run out. man, I was like, I was rooting for them against Michigan, and then when they won, I'm like, damn,
Oh,
I knew what was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen like that, but they couldn't protect Duggan. They couldn't protect him at all, and Stetson Bennett. I mean, he didn't even get cut, man. He was, I mean, basically was just running free. He's 25 years old, by the way. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
I mean, there's got to be something. I don't like that at all. 25-year-old playing against 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Come on, man.
Listen,
Um,
Ryan, it's been that way forever, man. Don't worry about
I
it.
know, it has. Hey, and I remember when Florida State had Winky. I think Winky was like 26.
we were just
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah, he was like 42. Go ahead.
Right. Sam Cassell for Florida State when they had Charlie Ward back when they played basketball. He was like 24. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He was old.
He went to
So
junior colleges.
yeah, exactly. So I understand what it is. I'm probably just hating on him. But yeah. So yeah, it's amazing what Georgia has done, man. To lose all those players. What did they lose, like 15 players to the N.F.L. or something like that?
Yep. Like
Probably
80
And
just
played this
just
weekend.
Alabama. But go ahead.
yeah, and then to just replenish like that and to pick up where he left off and go undefeated, win a national championship, you have to have some type of thing to get you hype and stuff like that. So they had that narrative that everybody was counting them out. I didn't get that. Like you're like, oh no, everybody was counting us out. I'm like, dude, you would never rank lower than 3 in the
Yeah.
nation.
No,
So
they
yeah,
that was a professional football team, right? I told these guys to tell you. I told dudes all year, man. I know your game, but I know
yeah,
this game.
right,
And defense wins championships.
right,
And I told dudes that they are about that click clap in a way that no college, and I say no, college is about that click clap. So I don't know if he got these cats doing Oklahoma drills. I don't know what, because these cats hit
yeah.
and
Did
they
you
form tackle and they
right?
will
No,
drop you. And a lot of
they're
people ain't
intense,
used to
man.
that, man. A lot
No,
of
that's
people ain't, they can't, yeah. They get
yeah.
hit once and they're like, ooh, eek.
Right. There was a clip that circulated on social media. I guess it got leaked with the pregame speech by the coach.
Yeah.
And man, bro, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go out there and play.
Oh,
And I
Kirby
and
had
I,
him going, boy.
and
Kirby
I,
had
and
him ready to go, boy. It was about to
I,
be on, get
I
somebody
was I
killed
was
out there.
I was ready to go out there with my damn self. I'm only 5'5", 145 pounds. I was ready.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
man. But it was, and shout out to T.C.U. They deserve to be there. They deserve to be there. They really did. They deserve it. They had a good season. They won a lot of close game at the end, which is a sign of a good team. Winning close games. And what they did to Michigan. Well, Michigan, it was
Played
back and forth.
horrible, though. They were horrible. I mean, the
Yeah, yeah,
quarterback gave him 14 points. So
absolutely.
without the 14 points, Michigan wins. But yeah, they lost. And I give no excuses. And you get nothing for losing here. So you lost.
Right, and not only that, in that first half, I think like the first 2 or 3 drives, Michigan was in the red zone. They fumbled one time. They
Yeah.
had one where they called back a touchdown. So yeah, they missed a lot of golden opportunities, man. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Over for them. Over for them.
yeah, yeah. But like I said, shout out to TCU. They deserve to be there. I'm happy they got there, but I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, man.
Yes.
Uh,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ryan.
Oh no! Did you see on the broadcast when Pollock, who's from Georgia,
Yeah.
on the broadcast, he was saying, yeah, it looked like Georgia has taken over college football, and the look on Nick Saban's face was hilarious.
Hey,
He
well,
was like,
Nick got to get a class in there and do what he do. That's all.
yeah,
Listen, and that's why I love it, because that's the type of gentleman these are, where they're going to throw it in your face.
Absolutely.
They're going to put it at you, and then they're going to say, "What you going to do now, Nick?" So it's up to Nick to actually get a class, not to talk about it, not to say nothing. He was mad. It's up to him to recruit a class, coach a class, and win a chip. That's your gig.
Let me ask you this. I ask the panel this. Do you think that the committee got it right by letting these 4 teams be in the college playoff?
With the system we have today, yes.
Yeah, they got it. They got it right. I know TCU had lost their conference championship game prior.
Which is, you know what? Matter of fact, they didn't get it right. So they should have been there. I don't think they were the 4th best team in the country at all.
Who?
I think there were 4 better teams in the country easily.
Right, but here's the thing.
But they won their games.
They still only had the 1 loss. Other teams had 2 losses. They still had the 1 loss, and you can't really punish a team for losing 1 game at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? So now you're saying the games at the end means more than the games at the beginning.
Well, that's kind of how college football rocks, right? Because if you lose early, it's like, okay, well, that was yesteryear. If you lose late, they sometimes penalize you. It's been in the past. Go ahead.
Right. No, I get that, and I always thought that was wrong because you have to look at the body of work. Now, TCU's body of work, I forgot one team that was who had just missed out. Was it who was the 5th? Who was the 5th?
Alabama.
Alabama they lost 2 games, and I think the game that TCU played when they lost. You got to look at
Kansas State.
They lost the champion, and that was their only loss. So you're telling me Alabama's 2 losses, you know what I'm saying, weighs more than my 1 loss in a championship conference game?
Well, the reality is, Ryan, it does, but they just won't say it on TV. Because, 2 losses in the SEC mean more than 1 loss in the Big Ten, but that's not the way they do it. That's not the rules. So I understand you.
Do I believe Alabama is better than TCU? Yeah, I think Alabama would beat them 9 out of 10 times. Yes, I do. But you can't punish the team for being in their conference. They did what they had to do.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet, Ryan. You can't, but soon they will.
Well, they're moving to that. It was a 12 game, like 12 games.
They're gonna have 12 teams, but the reality is it's only going to be 5 conferences at this level.
Right.
In about 5 years, and then there'll be other conferences underneath that. See, so I propose, and I don't know if you heard me earlier, and I'm not going to belabor the point, but I'll give my boxing analogy, and then we can go to basketball. It looks like in college football, right? Everybody wants to be a heavyweight. Everybody believes that they're a heavyweight, but they look in the mirror, and they're actually cruiserweights and light heavyweights. But they're not willing to call themselves light heavyweights and cruiserweights. And there's nothing wrong with being the cruiserweight champion of the world, or the light heavyweight champion of the world, or the middleweight champion of the world, for that matter. But the reality is that there has to be a way to get these teams to be aligned with teams that are on their level.
100%.
And I'm not just talking about from the financial backing, and that's the hard part. So a lot of schools get a lot of stuff, big endowments, big money. And I'm not going to dish you here, Kev, not to go at you, but Purdue gets a lot of money up there in Indiana, right? They got absolutely mollywopped by Florida State.
They did.
I think it was 62-7, right? Both schools get the same amount of money from their endowments and their people and da-da-da-da. So they both think that they're heavyweights. But evidently, 60-something points later, you are both not heavyweights. One of y'all got dropped the hell down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a bad day. 62 points is not a bad day.
Nah, I mean,
the championship game was not a bad day.
Nah.
Championship game was, yo, dog, you're a light heavyweight and we're a heavyweight. That's all. That's just the issue. And my thing is, because what happens is, I think fans will walk away from games that are bad. And I think if you want to keep your sport viable, competition is the key. And we'll get into that a little bit now.
Right.
I mean, because I don't know how much time. I got a lot of rain where I'm at, so I may drop. So we'll get to that now about the N.B.A. But the thing that keeps a league viable and on top is competitive games, man.
Right.
Because people don't want to turn on a whack game. People don't want to go to a whack game. You know, everybody want to see everybody going as hard as they can every game.
Right. Right. Now, getting back to what you just said about not everybody being a heavyweight and having a bad day. So, do you think Michigan just had a bad day against T.C.U?
They're a cruiserweight team.
So you think so you don't consider Michigan a heavyweight as well?
Oh, they can be. They can fight well in the heavyweight fight, but they haven't shown they can win against a heavyweight yet, right? So last year Georgia dragged them up and down the field. This year they got beat by a light heavyweight, and they're cruiserweights. Cruiserweights are I think cruiserweights weigh
middleweight.
Right? Yeah. Well, if you're gonna call it, damn. D called T.C.U.
welterweight,
but oh god damn, like flyweight, strawweight. But you know they they took that L, right? So you know when you look at it, you're like, okay, damn. Maybe just maybe, you know, something's wrong here, right? Because you took an L from a lightweight, right? So Pernell Whitaker could just beat you. And you're a cruiserweight or a light heavy, like that's a problem. Now it could have been just a bad night, right? Because the score was pretty close. You quarterback hit the ball twice, but the reality is we can give you a pass for that. I think, right? I think we give Michigan a pass, but at some point in time during the season, Michigan has to play out of conference and beat somebody, and they have to do something in the playoffs to be real. Now, with Harbaugh leaving. Who knows what happens? But we need to see those two items from any team that plays. Out of conference, you play a big game. Right. And that will always give, though I think Ohio State sometimes be taking advantage. They always play like a Pac-10 school, like they'll play Oregon game 1 or something funny like that.
Right. Like
you got to get that game in.
Yeah.
Showcase that you're real.
Right. So, because what I was saying is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all know in sports, and going back to boxing, style makes fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, the style makes fight. So it was just, some teams just match up better against other teams. So, for instance, Michigan beat Ohio State. Ohio State had Georgia on the rope. Probably should have won the game.
Correct.
So then, you know, with that whole defensive mindset that T.C.U. had with that 3-5 type thing, and it was just a bad matchup because they really Georgia plays a physical game, so it was just a bad matchup for them, man. So
I'll leave it on this note that everybody said that Michigan was a physical team too, and they couldn't do nothing with the 3-3-5. You know what Georgia did with the 3-3-5? They ran over it.
Yeah.
They ran through it. They threw around it. They threw between it. They damn near walked into the end zone backwards 6 times. So
right, and they attacked the middle with the tight end. That tight end was open all day long.
Now Michigan had a bunch of dudes getting paid millions of effing dollars on that sideline.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, in the first quarter, you didn't have a strategy? Second quarter, you couldn't figure that out? Okay, halftime. Halftime, you got a whole half hour with the band out there. You can draw some stuff up on the board. We got a big tight end that's good. As a matter of fact, we got 2 or 3 of them. We're going to the middle of the field. We're going to do this. We're going to... Okay, there you go. There you go. They did make some adjustments because they came back and made it a game. Right. It was like 24-3 or something at the half. So they did do something. They shouldn't have got down. You know?
Right.
And that's where your cachet and your school it makes sense. But that they should have won the game. I thought I was wrong. I thought Michigan should have won the game.
Yeah,
but
they
you
didn't.
know what? They let that flyweight knock them the hell out.
And Kevin, I'm sorry, and that's the thing with Michigan. In Michigan, you got to beat somebody. You've been there to the dance too many times and nothing. So you got to beat somebody. Same thing, Notre Dame. These cats, they get there. You got to beat somebody, and you haven't done it. So,
I think that's why, and we got to go to the N.B.A. Because we're running out of time. I think that's why Harbaugh is going to leave. He's took him to where he can. He took him to a point where he can take him, and he can't take him no more. He's like, I'm gonna get out. He's been there 7 years. He beat Ohio State
twice.
Twice.
He Ohio State.
Yes.
And not only two, Kev, it was set up perfect for him. They didn't have to play Ohio State again. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to see that, so they had T.C.U. So, man, it was right there for them, man. Damn, it was set up for them, and they just couldn't do it.
Man, it's gonna be something else, especially with the next year with the college football expanding. I believe and then you got the transfer portal, as I just read here.
It's starting next year. They're starting it next year, the 12 team?
Yes, 12 teams, I believe. Yeah, next year. Mm-hmm. The 23-24 season. Yep.
Wow. Wow.
We shall see. So, hey, that's for college football. We spent a good 40 minutes on it, but I think we needed to spend 40 minutes because it was a big deal that the game sucked and why it sucked, and we delved into why the game sucked and whatever. But it's all good, and hopefully this will bring the N.C.A A. I don't know how they're gonna. Well, hopefully they'll pick. Well, DA shaking his head. Kev, don't do it to yourself. Ryan's here with the N.B.A. Ryan, let's go.
What's up, man? So, man, I don't know what it is about the N.B.A. This year, man, but it seems like I don't trust any of these teams, man. Like you look at the standings. All right, you got what? Denver, number 1 in the West, tied with Memphis. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't trust those two teams. And out east, you have what? The Celtics, Milwaukee. The Nets. I mean, can you really trust the Nets? And I mean, when they're together, they ball out. But it always feels like there's something going on with them. Now Durant is out. Durant is now out for a month.
Yeah.
But the thing where I think that's what's going on with the league, and it was really cute at the beginning, but now I think it's starting to hurt the regular season. This playing tournament thing, where the top 10 teams, the 7, 8, 9, and 10 play for the last 2 spots. That's why I feel like players are sitting out. There's no urgency in the regular season, and I just think it's just. I mean, I don't know. We talked about it before. The scoring is just ridiculous. Like I mean, there was one day where there was like 10 40-point scores and like 3 50-point scores. I mean, Donovan Mitchell just had 71 points.
Yep.
It's like.
Ryan, can I jump in? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, Kev. Yeah.
So let me jump in. So you are NBA dude, and we absolutely. I've been talking to these guys the last couple of weeks about the scoring, about cats now is catching 70 points a game like it's nothing. Like it's supposed to be special, but it's not special. You understand what I'm saying? 51 here from Luka. He's getting. So let me go back to you said sense of urgency and people. These cats are sitting. So if you remember, I'm gonna take you back to yesterday. So remember there was a lockout year or whatever when the Nets, I believe, went to the finals against the Lakers. Was it the Lakers? I forgot who it was. Was it the Lakers?
Yes.
Yes, they played the Lakers, and then they had the lockout season the next year. And remember, they went from 82 games into that year because it was locked out season. The season was shortened and went to 50. That was one of the best seasons. Go ahead, Ryan. You were saying?
No, that was the you said that was the when The Knicks.
I would just remember the Nets played the Lakers in the championship, and then the very next year they got locked out. The NBA locked the owners locked out the players, and then when they
Right.
came in conclusion, probably around January or whatever, they shortened the season to 50 games.
That was the year that San Antonio Spurs won that.
Yeah.
San Antonio Spurs won that, and then.
But I say this to say that the Nets
they had
still
just got Tim Duncan.
The Nets had a good squad. But what happened was the Nets had lost like their first 2 out of 15 games. Game over. That was it. Their season was done. It was hard to recover. They didn't make the playoffs that year. And I absolutely feel nowadays some of these cats, they sit out, low management. I'll get minimum. Bare minimum. And right, like you said, the playing game is the worst thing probably that could happen to the NBA amongst other things. And it just, to me, it's not really a good thing for the product.
I totally agree with you. Now, I was a fan of it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it was so excitement for when Memphis was playing Golden State and they had knocked them out. It was exciting in the game. But what you're doing is you're at the cost of the regular season. You're getting 3 to 5 games, maybe at the end of the season, where it's really high.
Exciting, yeah.
But then, is it worth? You know what I'm saying, making your regular season with no sense of urgency? Because it's the 10th seed can win 2 games and get into the playoffs.
What are we doing?
And this is why the N.B.A. itself is eating itself. It's killing itself. One, the owners, and I always get on my podcast buddies here because they say like it's all just the players that sit out. Owners and coaches sit these dudes out.
Of course.
It started when Pop started with everybody think. I don't know why people think it was after that, but it was Popovich with Tim Duncan.
Oh yeah,
he said he was doing this. He told the world.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, he said, why are you sitting out Tim? Because I want to. I was like, oh, okay, Pop. He had the stage. He could do what he wanted then, and so what happens?
Timmy was older.
Continue to do that.
Correct.
You take away the value of the regular season games, which goes to Kevin's point, where if it's only 50 games and you got some scarcity, to get to where you need to go, everybody's playing a little bit harder because there ain't 82 games to get there. There's only 50 games to get there. But the reality is that, you can say that, Kev, and I can give that to you, but Michael Jeffrey Jordan said, I go out here and play every night because somebody paid their money to come see a show.
Kobe Bryant.
Unquote. Yeah.
What,
Kobe Bean.
You talking about guys who understood?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about human beings that cared about other people. That's it. Like, not guys who thought they were outside of the world, like to think that they're in a different class than the folks that they are watching them. Shit, they got motherfuckers that pay enough money to damn near sit on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? You right with your fans. They're sitting on the bench with you. Mm-hmm. If you fought, they know you fought. Right? Yeah. But my thing is we sitting out games and we on the end of the bench throwing bottles around. Like, I'm old, and I know that's not something I would go for as a coach, player, my son playing. Like, listen, man, you stay there on that court. If you hurt, you ain't playing, you watch the game, you cheer on your teammates. End of story. But we're not going to get into that part of it because that's I digress. What I'm saying is that there are games that these guys, they need to play every game. They need to play defense when they are playing. And if the games didn't have 150 points in them, people would watch them. Because the one thing people don't tell you is the ratings per game of the early 2000s, late 90s, 90 something to 80 something, games, or because it's going up every year. It was like 102 points a game was what was given up then, and now it's 113 points a game. Yikes. I remember watching Stevie Francis and Kobe Bryant go at it and guard each other and play defense and do the trick around the back, dribbling, going into the heart. You can have both. They're not mutually exclusive. It's a game where you play offense and defense and you put on a show. All three are supposed to happen. And now we only get parts of one or two. And you're going to sell me an NBA ticket. This is why I got a problem with the league.
Ryan, how do we fix this?
Yeah, Ryan,
Ryan, you're the commissioner.
Give it to me, commissioner.
I'm the commissioner. I have to get rid of this playing game, man, because like I said, the playing game is just taking away. It's taking away. It's taking away like the love for the game in a sense. Not saying the playing game itself, but like you just mentioned, you had players who just literally love the game and want to play every game. Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Kobe, and if people are hurt, they're hurt. All right, but
absolutely.
But you know what I'm saying? But for instance, Kawhi Leonard, he's not going to play unless he's 100%, bro. And then it's a copycat league, like you said with Pop started it, and then if he's holding players out and having success, other teams are gonna copy it. And then now you have a snowball effect, a domino effect, where now everybody's doing it. So you have the regular season has to have some urgency to it, man. Like, okay, I got to get back, or we're gonna miss the playoffs. Not, hey, as long as we in the 10th seed, man, we just gotta stay right around there. We're in the 10th seed. All we gotta do is win 2 games, and we the 8th seed. Then it's like it's watered down in the regular season, and also too, I think they have to they like for the awards, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You're gonna have to play a certain amount of games in order to be eligible. I know they have it for like stat leaders and things of that nature, and there's a quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, there's not a specific number, but there's a he didn't play enough games or whatever, but they have to come with a hard number to get these players out there to play. And again too, man. Yeah. And again too, like you said, DA, these coaches and these franchises are holding on to these players. Players want to play, bro. That's all they know. When they're at this level, they want to play. You know what I'm saying? So it's a money thing. They're holding on to their investment. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, if you're hurt or you're injured, don't go out there, man. But if if you got nicks and bruises, man, you got to get out there, man. And to be honest with you, I was a fan and I like the playing tournament, but I see what it's doing to the regular season, and it's just. I'm looking at the standings. I gotta look at the 10th team with the losing record. You know what I'm saying? That has a chance to make it to the playoffs. I mean, what is that? You know what I'm saying? It just, do we lessen the games? Right? Do we lessen the games like Kevin said? But then what's going to happen with that? You're going to lose the value of stats. And being a historian of the game, you know what I'm saying? That's how you kind of compare errors. You know what I'm saying? Where the 82 game season, you move it to 50 games, then you got to take averages. But then, if somebody's only playing 50 games a season,
right.
Who's going to be the next dude that's going to try to catch LeBron when he passes Kareem? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those are narratives that the league loves, and they will never, ever lessen the game. They're going to be losing money. They're going to be losing money. All right. So They want more games, obviously. But then going back to the history of the stats. So I don't think I would lessen the games, but I have to get rid of this playing tournament thing, man. This playing game with the 10, 9, 8, and 7 seed. I just again I was wrong. I liked it at first because it was exciting. Those 3 games at the end of the season was very exciting, but then you're compromising the regular season. You know what I'm saying? With those games. With those games, because there's no urgency to get back on the court and to get to that 8th spot. Yo, I gotta get that 8th spot. Anthony Davis, you gotta come back now because we gotta get to that 8th spot and make the playoffs. When teams are looking at the schedule and they were like, oh, okay, we're only, we can just get to the 10th seed. We can bring them back right now. You know what I'm saying? It's hurting it, man. And getting back to what I was saying, like, I don't recognize the league. I mean, which is probably a good thing. You know what I'm saying? You have your Denvers that's on top, the Memphises, you know what I'm saying? Out east, you still got the heavy hitters, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is the only team if I trust if they're healthy, because I think Milwaukee wins last year if Middleton doesn't get hurt.
Oh,
facts.
That is a whole fact, Ryan.
Actually, let me tell you, as good as Steph Curry was in the finals, they had no business winning that championship. None. They had no business winning that championship. I mean, Clay wasn't even back yet. I mean, but again, can you trust Boston without can you trust Boston? Can you trust you can't trust Philly because as much as I love Harden, you can't trust Harden. You can't trust Embiid. You can't trust the Nets.
Now you can trust Embiid. They jerked him out of one of them MVPs saying he was hurt too much. He destroyed the Joker.
No, I mean I'm not talking about his game. As far as in the playoffs and and things of that nature. So
they got to figure it out.
I mean, Doc had an all-time great Boston team. Can you trust Doc? Doc is always blowing leads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's so many like parallels to the league where, okay, who's the favorite? We've always had favorites.
It has to be Milwaukee, like you said. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Boy, Ryan, you're getting a lot of chat on this one.
What?
I'm just saying. I don't know if you can see the comments below. Some of the guys chiming in and said, our man E, who couldn't be with us tonight, he said I haven't recognized the league for the last 6 to 8 years.
Bro, like I mean, Kev, take a look at the standings. I mean, is it parity or is it just bad basketball? Now you can't
So let me, and we can probably talk about this for 2 days. I think it's bad basketball, and it's not old dudes hating on new stuff, but basketball. It was there's offense and there's defense, right? And he always says, "Hey, we're naming all defensive teams for what?" And nobody's playing no D. That's why these guys is acting like they're in church and waving their hands and
you're right. Listen, man, Draymond talked all that shit, right? If they would have played Milwaukee in the series last year, Giannis would have dragged his ass up and down the court.
Oh no, yeah.
And you were talking about how good a defender you are. All you would have did was foul him and got fouled out some games and tried to look good. But Giannis would have dragged your punk ass up and down the court. Point blank, period, end. That's it. That is it. So I don't see these old world defenders that we're talking about. And the numbers don't lie. The stats say that they're allowing in this league 113, 114 points per game on average. And I can understand that the skill level's better. They're taking more threes. But that means that nothing has happened on the defensive end. Nothing. There has been no new developments on defense. They're still in the horse and buggy on the defensive side, but we're driving Bugattis on the offensive side.
Yeah, and just to be clear, the Sacramento Kings are averaging 119 points per game.
Jesus.
Let's just let that sink in.
Right, but and also too, guys, the league knew the scoring was going to go up this season because of the take foul rule. So they knew, you know, the score was going to go up because now you just can't grab somebody and then and stop a fast break because they wanted to highlight. So they expected the increase. And another thing where I think hurt the league and hurt the players and the mindset of the players, right? Which was this whole okay, two-way players and all this stuff. Like
where did that come from, Ryan? I have never heard of those terms until the last few years. Two-way players. I thought, listen, I didn't play basketball like that, but playing in the park and stuff like that, you play offense and you play defense. And what do they usually say to you at LA Fitness? Hey, check your man.
Right. Well, now they got zone in the NBA, so there's not. So you don't have to even play man.
Right.
You don't have to play man. So and so too, you know what I'm saying? Getting back to the two-way player thing. You know what I'm saying? It's as if like the teams they only concentrate on the offensive end, and then it's hard to play team defense, man. It's hard. The team defense concept is out the roof. It's like what I'm saying. Like you can hide a player and things of that nature. So now with the zone, you can hide players. Players are just sitting in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't even have to guard and defend. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know, man. The two-way thing it's a narrative thing. The two-way player, to answer your question, Kev, the two-way player thing is a narrative thing. One, but it's like an MVP narrative. Oh, well, he plays defense and offense, so therefore, he should get the be higher, be looked upon higher, which is true. You know what I'm saying? You have to take in account, a player who's special on both ends of the ball. But
you ain't gotta be Superman, Ryan. Just try to stay in front of your man. I'm not expecting you to be Superman.
And and you know what? Also too, and I gotta give him credit. Like Steph Curry can't play defense, but he tries. He tries.
I think that's what a coach wants is effort. That's what Pat Riley used to say, and he still says it to this day. Effort.
Yeah.
Give me effort.
Yeah. So, man, we just need a whole show about this because we got to go on to hockey and I didn't even do football yet. Yeah.
One minute, Ryan. Just sum it up, and then we'll have you back, man.
No problem, my brother. Yeah, but to answer your question though, man, the narratives drive especially the N.B.A. The narratives drive the league in the N.B.A. Narratives, and to answer your question again, man, we got to get to fix the league. We got to get rid of this playing game. I liked it, but I don't. It's just taking a toll on the regular season that's already watered down already, like you said, and it's making it even more watered down.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Ryan, you gonna hang around and talk, or you gotta go?
No, I'm hanging around. I'm hanging around. Yeah.
Hey man, he's Ryan DeSouza. He's our N.B.A. contributor. As you can see, he brought the heat, talking about this N.B.A. And Ryan loves the N.B.A. For him, and that just shows. Let me just be serious here for a second. That just shows on this show what we're trying to do. Hey man, we're just trying to have some real, authentic sports talk. And if there's something wrong with the sport or whatever, let's talk about it. Let's not Because it's absolutely D-Dubb. What you say was the Sacramento was scoring?
119 points per game.
119 points a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, guys, remember the league knew the app was gonna go.
Right.
They knew it. And
Right. So
you have the freedom of movement. You can't even hard check somebody going across the lane. You can't. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna call that. So
Yep.
the physicality is definitely out of the game. And I mean, I'm not saying go back to the Knicks and Heat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that.
we
When the
need
games are like
you need some
70,
balance
80
though.
points, you do need some balance. You do need some balance. Absolutely.
Need some
Absolutely.
balance, man. Hey, Ryan's gonna hang around with us, man. But he's Ryan DeSouza. He's our NBA contributor, man. Thank you, Ryan, so much, man. Let me move on
Appreciate you, brother.
real quick. Dan,
Appreciate you.
go ahead. Let me move on real quick to hockey. Dan, you're gonna be very proud of me. Let me do this hockey thing real quick. Well, not real quick, but just touch on it for a little bit. The top power rankings of the top 8 teams here. We got the Boston Bruins, who are currently 32, 4-4. Boston keeps on doing their thing. The Maple Leafs, 26, 9-7. Carolina Hurricanes, 25, 9-7. The Dallas Stars are 25, 11-6. Tampa Bay Lightning are 25, 13-1. The New Jersey Devils have they kind of came back down to earth, but they're 26, 12-3. Uh, it says here Thomas Turner had an underwhelming start to his New Jersey career last year, but he's back to being a 50-point guy this season. The Seattle Kraken, who are the expansion team from last year, they're 24, 12-4. They're in 7th in the power rankings, and you have the Vegas Golden Knights, who are 27, 13-2 on the power. Let me go 8. Let me go 9. The Winnipeg Jets. Then you got 10 for the Rangers, the New York Rangers. 11 is the Kings, the LA Kings. Sorry about that. Washington Capitals, Minnesota Wild, and the New York Islanders bring up 13 and 14. Just a little bit of news here, and I think this is funny. Dan would probably appreciate this. As I say this, the N.H.L. All-Star Game should be coming up, and the Philadelphia Flyers, John Tortorelli, in a direct quote, says he has a real hatred for the All-Star Game. Let me just read this real quick. Philadelphia Flyers head coach John Tortorella did not hold back when asked about forward Travis Konecny's omission from the NHL All-Star Game. Tortorella made it very clear he and the All-Star Game event don't mix. Okay, I don't worry about that, Tortorella said. The whole game, the whole weekend, I don't even watch it. I think it's turned into it. I'll leave it at that. I really don't care. John Tortorelli, if you don't know, he never mentions his words as he's. What do you say, DA?
Said not at all. He's going to tell you what it is.
He is going to tell you, does say what he thinks. Also, the NHL announced 4 head coaches for the 2023 All-Star Game. Maybe this is what he's talking about. 4 head coaches. You got Jim Montgomery, Rob Brindamore of the Carolina Hurricanes, Pete DeBoer, and Bruce Cassidy will man the benches for their respective divisions. With the All-Star vote, John Montgomery of the Boston Bruins, Rob Brindamore, if I said, of the Carolina Hurricanes, Pete DeBoer of the Dallas Stars, and Bruce Cassidy of the Vegas Knights. They will head their teams in the All-Star Game. Dan will be back with us next week, and he will break down some of the nuances of the All-Star Game. And we talked about this before about which All-Star Game is the best out of all of them. I tend to think it's football don't even have one no more. So
actually, they're doing the right thing.
Yes, they're doing the right thing. Dan, you said he's an idiot, Tortorella. Yeah. Oh man.
That's Dan's man.
Yeah, that's Oh man. Hey man, that was me with the N.H.L. and hockey today. Dan will be back next week with that, man. But thankful for Dan. Hey, if y'all didn't catch it, hey, guess what? Our intro, hey, we got my man Dan in there now, as y'all can probably hear and see. So yeah, we moving right along. Let's go to the National Football League. The National Football League divisional play will be this week. We got some good matchups. We got some matchups everybody has met early in this year. So we'll go, hell, we'll just start with the first one. We'll go with the Jaguars at home against the San Diego Chargers here. Did I lose somebody? Oh, I thought I lost somebody. No, I'm sorry. Let me go to Seattle. The first game Saturday afternoon. Seattle against the Seahawks against San Francisco. The Niners have beat the Seahawks twice this year. Well, let me talk about this, Ryan, since we're talking about why we don't like some stuff in sports. I don't really like how the N.F.L. has added another playoff team. I don't like that because now you take away a bye from the other team, and I don't like that. It's just being greedy. Go ahead.
I actually like it, man, because why should the second best team in the conference get a bye? Like that to me, that's like I'm like, okay, I'm set. You know what I'm saying? And there's always times when, like, throughout the history of the league, before they had it where it was 7 teams made the playoffs and only the number 1 seed get the bye. There was always that team like, damn, I wish they would have made it in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I am a fan of that where another team gets in, because why should the second best team in the conference get a bye? Like that always didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? The top team, should get a bye, but you know, I like it, Kev. So I strongly disagree with you on that one.
Well, that's cool. We both can't agree to agree. Going down. All right, D-Dubb, what you think about? Well, let's go to D-Dubb real quick about this game. What you think about the Niners and the Seahawks? And we'll get to you, Ryan.
Okay.
Niners and Seahawks. This is gonna be an interesting one. Again, you got these division teams playing together, and then, you said the 49ers had beat the Seahawks the last twice, right?
Yeah, twice.
Oh, hold on 1 second, Kev. Have some technical.
You too?
Yeah, so they beat them twice. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle wins that game. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised because it's a division game, and to beat a team 3 times, we already know history tells you it's very, very tough. Now, that being said, I'm picking San Francisco, but I wouldn't be surprised if Geno Smith turns out cranks something out a pretty decent game to win the game. But San Francisco defense is, I mean, looking at it, San Francisco defense is tough, man. They're tough to beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And get back to that point, yeah, I'm in agreement with Ryan. I happen to like the way they have it now. You don't need 2 teams that need to have first round byes. If you want the first round bye, win the whole division. It's incentive to win the whole daggone division. Come in first place.
Yep. Win the conference and get that bye. The second place team, I never liked that. I'm like, damn, why does the second place team get a bye? Like, I mean, and also too, then the division winners gets the home game. So that's no matter what record you have. But if I can comment on the matchup with Seattle at San Francisco,
yes,
man,
sir.
I think this might turn into T.C.U. versus Georgia, man. To be honest with you, bro, I think this could get really ugly. One, San Francisco got Debo back. And the thing with San Francisco, their offense is just so system. It's a system. So you plug in. They don't ask their quarterbacks to do anything special. Just get the ball to the skilled positions guys' hand. Whether that's Debo, whether that's McCaffrey, Ayuk, Kittles, and that offense is clicking on all cylinders with McCaffrey, man. I mean, them getting McCaffrey really bolstered their offense, and they always had a good running game. But now, when you put a guy that special back there who can also catch the ball out the backfield, they're just so tough to cover. And then you mentioned it, San Francisco's defense is just it's phenomenal. So, and then with Seattle, they have Walker back there, the rookie running back who had a great season. But can you trust a rookie running back on this stage right now to pass protect? Because San Francisco's pass rush is amazing. So their linebackers are amazing. So and they're gonna get tons of pressure. I don't like what I'm seeing with Seattle's passing game. I know Gino had a good season, but he's been kind of off these last couple of games, especially with DK Metcalf. Metcalf only had in week 17 week 17 he only had on 9 targets 1 reception. So they're going to him. But it looks like they're not on the same page. Lockett came back from a thumb injury. That's good for them. But I think this game could get ugly and ugly quick.
Okay, I'll talk to the Niners fan real quick. Da, we're talking about your game with the your team, the Niners and the Seahawks. This is game number 3 between them. Ryan thinks it's gonna be a cakewalk for the Niners.
I think it's gonna get ugly.
It's hard. It's very hard to beat a team 3 times. And Carroll's a good coach, a good defensive coach. I don't know if they have the horses to win. I believe they got a hell of a running back, and we got to contain him. And if we can contain him and keep them out of obvious play action pass situations, I think we'll be fine. But we have to make sure that guy doesn't get off. Because if he gets off, it's going to be a problem. We're not. That it's not going to be good if that kid gets off. But the kid from Texas, Michigan State. Sorry,
Walker.
Kenneth Walker the third.
Right back. Yeah.
From Michigan State. He's a monster. And so if we can stop him, I think we're good. I think Metcalf is just not getting the separation anymore. Mm-hmm. At least not this part of the season. He may be hurt. They're not telling anyone because he is fast. He's a 4.3 dude. So if maybe
at his
he's
size.
just not But the other thing is they have to stop us, which I don't think they can do. So it should be pretty interesting. Purdy just has to stay point guard, not try to do too much, and I think we'll be fine. I don't care if it's an ugly game and we win. I think we'll take that because we have to get McCaffrey and Debo actually to play a game together, which they really haven't done yet. So if we can get them to play a game together, I think we'll be fine.
D-Dubb, your thoughts on the Niners and Seahawks?
I already gave it, Kev.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, you did. My bad. Let's move on. I think let me give my thoughts real quick. The Seahawks, like DA said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I think I even said this already during the year. But I think San Francisco's too strong enough. They got all their weapons back. And Ryan, to just allude to what you said too earlier about getting the ball to the skilled player, I think the Niners
You're like the best, man.
Yeah, they're the best at that, and I think their blueprint to that is do not throw the ball more than 25 times. There's no need to throw the ball more than 25 times.
That's a good point, Kev, because what that does, it cuts down turnovers.
Correct.
The more you pass the ball, the more possibilities of
throwing the ball to the other team. Yes.
sack, fumble, exactly. So and we all know San Francisco can run the ball. They always can run the ball.
Yes.
And then you have Debo, the de facto running back himself, who's a wide receiver, who's who's special with the run after the catch, or or pass after the catch. So I don't see any way how Seattle can win this game. Like I just don't. I can't. Even if DK goes off, or I think San Francisco is gonna control the time, the time of possession, which they're good at, and they're deadly in the red zone. And I think that's gonna be the key. I think they're gonna have no problems moving the ball on that Seattle defense.
The last time they faced each other was on December 15th. Niners won 21-13. I believe that was a Thursday night game. They won, man. So let me move on here to the next game. Let me move on to the Daryl's adoptive team, the LA Chargers. They face the Jacksonville Jaguars. They fly way across the country to Duval County, as they call it up in Jacksonville, Florida. Last time these teams met was early in the year, September 24th. The Jaguars won single-handedly 38-10, and that's when we was giving D-Dubb the business about the Chargers, but the Chargers made the playoffs. D-Dubb, what's your thoughts on this game?
Yo, fam, I think I'm still gonna rock with the Chargers, man. Chargers. Y'all was trying to take a real hardy dump on them, and look at them now. They got going to Duval County, and Jacksonville, arguably probably the hottest team right now. So we shall see. I'm still picking the Chargers to go in there and to win the game. Everybody. I don't think there's they don't have too many people that's out or hurt as far as with LA. Okay. So, but it should be a competitive game.
Mike Williams.
Oh,
they'll be all right.
Mike Williams ain't playing.
They say he's questionable. They say he should play, but that guy is so injury prone already. What is he doing in a meaningless game in the third quarter? Why are they doing that? Like it make no sense for them to play.
D-Dubb? Hey Ryan, I ain't got all the answers, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just picking them to win. You know what I'm saying? Picking them to win. I'm with you on it. I don't understand. The coach has been questionable all year.
So, all year long, he's doing some stranger things.
Shit all year. So I mean, this is not new to us.
Right.
With him.
And I like the coach's aggressiveness. So I'm not going to take that from him. I like his aggressiveness. Too aggressive at some parts of the game. But man, there's no way you can't play Mike Williams, who's always hurt, always dinged up in the meaningless game. Always hurt.
That $1 billion defense they got there in San Diego, they better play. They better play.
You right. Jags are explosive, man. Jags are explosive.
Very much so. So we'll see.
Eric, he was trying to get on, but he's having some technical difficulties. Eric said, I like the Chargers. The angry one says, I like the Chargers, but the Jags may turn to the Bengals of last year. No one gave Cincy a shot last year.
I'm not going that far. I mean, I like it, but I'm not going that far. I don't think. I mean, the Jags is playing very, very well. I mean, we could say that about the Lions. The Lions is playing well, but they just didn't get a chance to get into the dance.
Right.
But I think next year will be another step. This is a good step for the Jaguars, so I'm not mad at them.
And let's not act like the Jags was lucky to squeak by that depleted.
No, they beat them.
No, they beat them. But they beat them on a strip fumble with 3 minutes left. So
hey man, I was listening.
I know.
Ryan,
But
Daryl will never tell you. They cursed me out because I was with my man from the Titans. B. I've been with Duke since Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude's an astrophysicist. Like, I like him. He's only been with the team 17 days. He needed a job, but they lost the game.
He did a great job, and they were
did a hell of a job, but they lost the game.
And they were up with 3 minutes left. That depleted team.
They lost the game.
So they lost the game, correct? Correct.
So,
now, you know me, I'm a Titans fan.
I thought it was. I was going with the Titans. I lost.
Yeah,
I lost.
I picked them too. Yeah, it looked good though. It looked good. I thought they had it.
I thought they did too, man. But special teams. They lost on special teams. Little dude got a little return on them, and you had the strip fumble. And the Titans have some. The Titans have some things to do for next year. They got some decisions to make.
Quarterback.
What they're going to do. So,
absolutely.
So I'm with you, but I think I'll go with Jacksonville too because I just don't like the Chargers. Because I'm not going to act like they knew either. They about as new as Jacksonville. Like when the hell they been in the playoffs last time? When they ain't in there every year. They ain't there every year. They ain't never in their playoffs. Never.
D don't start.
They ain't in the playoffs as much as the goddamn Jacksonville is. Never.
Yo, we gotta press along. We gotta move along, man, before this goes wrong here. Oh man, Ryan, I'm gonna set this up for you. The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
We down here in the South Florida area. They go up to Orchard Park to face the Buffalo Bills. Last time they faced each other was on December 17th. The Bills won the game 32-29. The game was played in adverse weather, but hey, they scored a bunch of points. Ryan, what you think about this game here? Bills.
Yeah, I see the Bills riding this momentum, man, with the whole, thank God Hamlin is safe. It's okay. But I think they just have a chip on their shoulder. They have like a new leaf on football life. You know what I'm saying? With Hamlin, no pun intended, my gosh. With Hamlin being okay. I just think they're on cloud 9 right now. And but let's be honest, man. Even without their Tua or maybe Bridgewater, they're going to be playing the rookie. It's Waddle and Tyreek. Hopefully Tyreek is healthy, but they can change anything. They can take a 5-yard hit route and take it to the house. So that's the great denominator right there. Where okay, it seems like they're not doing anything, and then bam, they just hit you quick. But Buffalo seems to be on a mission right now, and I don't know what the weather's going to be like. That's a factor. It's been nice the last last 2 weeks at these cold stadiums, man. So we'll see about that. But like I said, I think Buffalo is right now is just they're everything is just falling in line for them. And Josh Allen is a beast, Diggs is a beast. Now the run game, that's what I think is going to control this game because like I said, even though Tua's not there, Teddy Bridgewater, Buffalo don't want those dudes, Tyreek and Waddle on the field. They're going to control the clock with the run game, with Josh Allen at the run game, with Singletary, getting a couple of carries. But you can tell in the last couple of games with Buffalo, they really weren't running Allen a lot. Quarterback sneaks and rolling them out because they were saving it for the playoffs. I look for Allen to get about 60, 70 yards and probably a touchdown on the ground. And I think Buffalo wins by like 10 points.
Buffalo by 10. I think the Bills are going to win. I don't think, with Tua not playing, of course, that changes a lot of things Yeah, things can happen with the receivers with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I still think Buffalo has too much to win this game. So, excuse me, for the Dolphins, they're going to be limited, and I think Buffalo should win this game probably I'll say 10 points too, Ryan. I'll give
Yeah.
it to D-Dubb. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ryan. You had something?
And another point too. Mostert is out. I think Mostert is out. I think he finger or something. Yeah. So that's a big hit because he's been playing well.
The weather for Sunday is supposed to be at game time supposed to be 21 degrees. So
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So D-Dubb, what you got on this? Dan is saying 28-10. This game is going to be okay.
It's pretty cold. I don't think I don't think Miami's winning this game. You know, this is pretty much a Buffalo's time right now. I think I have Buffalo and the Chargers Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The championship game.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see no difference. I think Buffalo's gonna go ahead and take care of Miami.
Gotcha. DA, who you got?
I'll take Buffalo, but not by that much, and I don't think it's going to be a big win. I think Buffalo relies too much on Josh Allen. And the minute he has a bad game or doesn't get or gets hurt or gets nicked, they're going to lose because they don't have anything else. Like, I like the running back, but he's not doing anything big. Offensive line is okay. They're not great because if they were, Josh wouldn't be running like he runs. The defense is underachieving, so we'll see what happens during the game. If they do win this game, this is the only one they're winning. I do not think they're a special team. Not at all. They rely too much on the quarterback. They're like Lamar. You see what happened to Lamar? He's not playing? Okay, there you go. Same thing with this team. He accounts for 70% of their offense. On paper, facts.
Wow.
That's running touchdowns and him running, throwing the ball. You know, it's too much. It's far too much. So
yeah,
it's all good. It's okay.
Let's move on to the next game. We're going a little bit over, man, but it was so much to get into tonight, man. It's a good show tonight. Let me move on. Hey, my football, New York Giants, they go back to Minnesota. Last time they was there on December 23rd, they lost a squeaker, 27-24. They absolutely lost on a 61-yard field goal. Minnesota had a squeak by. The Giants could not solve Jefferson in the second half. And, hey, the Giants did their best. They could have won this game, but they didn't. Minnesota was 61 yards better. I'll give it to D-Dubb. D-Dubb, what you think about the New York football Giants? Our Giants, got the NY hat on.
The NY. I think, again, that was a good game this year. Giants played Minnesota well.
Yes.
Like you said, they lost by a 61-yard field goal, man. I mean, come on, bro. You can't. I mean, it was easy for me to take it, but I don't believe in Minnesota at all, and I've noticed a lot of people don't believe them at all. So I don't know if it's going to catch them. If it's this game, I'm going with the Giants to win. If it's this game or the next game, but Minnesota's not going. They're not going over to the Super Bowl, so you can forget that, cancel Christmas, all of that. So, but I'm taking my Giants to knock them off early.
Gotcha. DA, who you got?
I'll go with y'all, though I don't believe in y'all. But Saquon is from the Bronx, so Saquon is from the BX, so we rock with Saquon.
Shout out to the BX, I guess.
Yeah.
I believe in Saquon and Daniel Jones. Ryan, who you got, brother? The Giants in Minnesota.
I'm sorry, guys, but because they're at home, they're a different animal at home. They're on that turf in Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins a close one. I do think the Giants will play well. They're gonna run the ball. Minnesota's defense has been terrible, man. Terrible. But their offense is their offense is prolific. They have, Dalvin Cook, the
Jefferson,
stud
Thielen.
Jefferson, Thielen, the tight end that just got traded from Detroit. So I think this is going to be high scoring. And I believe if Daniel Jones doesn't turn the ball over, you guys have a good shot.
And he hasn't.
And he hasn't. He's been awesome. He's been awesome. Not turning the ball over, not fumbling like he always fumbles. And the thing I love about him, man, he can really run the ball.
He's an athlete.
Daniel Jones really knows when to run, how to run. He's very efficient at it, man. He's sort of like he runs the ball like almost like not as physical as Josh Allen, but he gets like 60 yards a game. I call him in fantasy football. I call him an RB2. You know what I'm saying? He's like a running back too because he gets a touchdown every game on damn near on the ground. So I believe it's going to be a close game, but I'm gonna lean slightly towards Minnesota because of their weapons on offense and because they're going to be in the dome at home and that crowd is going to be live. So I'm going to take Minnesota in a close one, maybe by 4 points.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm picking the Giants here. I think the Giants should have beat them last time, didn't. But
yeah.
Well, I think the Giants absolutely will win. Let me go to the next game, the Sunday night game on Super Wild Card Weekend, divisional games. Baltimore, the Ravens and the Bengals get together again. The Bengals won excuse me, last week 27-16. This past weekend. Lamar Jackson's still not playing. I don't know what it is at game time. He's out.
We'll see. Okay. We'll see. No, we'll see by game.
He's out.
Okay.
No, he made a statement that said his knee is not.
It says unstable.
It said knee's unstable. He's out.
He's out.
N.C.A.A is something else though.
Yeah. So I don't suspect him to play. He ain't got no check. I mean, he ain't got no contract.
He's not playing. He's making a statement.
I'm not playing. That's what it is.
I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to go with what the man said.
Yeah, he's not playing, and that means he's not playing. And I think I'm not going to play. I don't have a contract, and that's it. That's what I'm on the outside looking at. And with that being said, Kev, I'm taking Cincinnati. No Lamar. No moving on to the next round.
Gotcha. Okay. DA, who you got?
Yeah, Cincinnati. No Lamar.
No Lamar.
But that defense is playing really, really well. So there's going to be a fight, man. There's going to be a fight. And if
this is going to be a fight.
Right, if they don't get right, it ain't going to be right. Because if they do get up by any stretch of the imagination, just understand that they're going to run the ball the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Cincinnati will not get the ball back. So don't fall into the trap.
Gotcha. Ryan, did I get you there?
All right, so I got Cincinnati in this one. Cincinnati's at home. No Lamar, but Baltimore is still scary. One, like you said, the defense, and we all know who gets sacked the most in the N.F.L. And that's Burrow. But the thing with Burrow, he's unfazed, man. Like he's so cool, man. Like I mean, he'll get sacked, and it's like nothing happened, and he just finds a way to pull it out. So I think Cincinnati will win, but I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think because this is when you're talking about division rivalry games, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore and Cincinnati, these games are always dragged out, close, physical, but Cincinnati has too many weapons, man. I mean, Jamar Chase, Mixon, Higgins, Boyd. I mean, they just got their tight end back last week. So So it's gonna be close probably into the fourth quarter, but then Cincinnati, because they also had like I said, big play striking ability with their offense. And they throw a lot of deep balls, stuff like that. So I see Cincinnati taking control in the fourth quarter and probably winning by like 13 points.
Gotcha. Okay. We're going to move on to our last game during the wild card weekend, and this game is actually taking place on Monday night. The Dallas Cowboys face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Bucks beat the Cowboys early in the year, September 11th, 19-3, and that game was in Dallas. I'll start with myself. They got a stat out. They said Tom Brady has not lost to the Dallas Cowboys playing. Right? Ever. 19-3. I think they played last year. They beat them. Dallas is, to me, this year, Cowboy fans, y'all may not like me. They've been hit or miss this year. Dak didn't play all that well last week, but I think personally that game, whatever. But I'll say this, and we're not here for calling for people's jobs and nothing like that.
Leave McCarthy alone.
What, the running back killer? DA's thing dropped out. Go ahead, Ryan. What you got on this game, man?
Man, this game is so intriguing. Like, I talk. As I'm thinking about it, man, there's so many ways that Tampa Bay can win it, right? And then there's so many ways that Dallas can win it. And I just think having Pollard healthy now, for some reason, man, I think Dallas is gonna win this game. I think they're gonna get to Tom Brady with Parsons in the pass rush. I think their run game has been off the last couple of weeks. But one thing about Dallas in the past couple of years, after a bad loss, they always bounce back. So
yes.
Yeah, so I think that Dallas is prime, and I think Dallas is gonna win this game. I think this might be. I also think this might be it for Tom Brady in Tampa.
Yeah, I think so too. I think his time is up, and I don't think he's going to retire either. There's talks of him going to maybe Vegas and other places. So
yeah, but I like Dallas. With their skill position and I mean, let's be honest, man. Tom Brady's been struggling this year. It's been a struggle for him. He had a nice game. He finally connected with Mike Evans on 3 like basically bombs. But if Dallas defense comes to play, I think Dallas is gonna win this.
D-Dubb, you're laughing.
I'm laughing because I just felt all week when I found out the matchups, I said Tampa Bay's gonna win this game, and I've just been slowly just saying Tampa Bay is gonna win this game. And as the stats come out, and Tom Brady got more wins than the Dallas Cowboys, I said Tampa Bay is gonna win this game. And I'm just saying, Tampa Bay is going to win this game Monday night. If they stay around and they keep them around,
yep,
Tom Brady's going to find a way to steal this game. And that's all.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
If they get out to an early lead, Dallas probably got it. But if Dallas don't close the put the nails in the coffin early and keep them down. But watch out, man. I'm rolling with Tampa Bay in this one.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm rolling with Tampa Bay too, man. It's going to be a good wild card weekend. Football is one of those things. Hey, the playoffs are here, and before you know it, the Super Bowl is here, and then no more football unless you rocking with the XFL and what's the other one, the USFL, the other reincarnation of it.
And Madden 23.
and Madden 20 for all those for all your PS5 and Xbox folks. Yeah, we got that, man. But it should be a good playoff weekend, and I'm very looking forward to it, man. Let me do a couple of things before we get out of here. Like I said, we went over a little bit, but this was a really really one of the best shows. I think every show we do is great, but this one was really good. We had a lot of feedback, or not feedback, a lot of good dialogue with the N.B.A. talk. Ryan, thanks again, brother, for coming
No
in
problem, brother. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for
and
having
and kind of like not opening our eyes, but pointing some things out. Some things could be corrected with the game, man. And I hopefully the NBA listens to all their fans and be like, hey, we need to correct some things, man. 119 points a game, and I got what you're saying about the scoring going up, but we can change that too, man. And that's why, and I don't want to go on this tangent. That's why it's hard to compare errors. Getting into the talk, and I'm not going to mention those two great athletes' names, but I so sick of that talk of who's better. It's kind of hard to gauge that when one played in the era where there was hand checking and tackling almost, and one plays in the area where you could just go down the lane. Me and you could just go down the lane and score, and nothing is. You can't lay your hands on the players. So that's why I push back at some players about it's kind of hard with errors. So if you want to say set play is the greatest during this time, have at it. If you want to say set play is set back in the days, have at it. But I think we have to have an intellectual talk about how and why we have arrived to where we're at. And that's all I'm saying. So thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
no problem, brother.
Couple other things, man. Like I said, we're doing some new things. We actually got some merchandise we're gonna be selling here in about a week. In a week, you're gonna be able to go onto our. Hold on, I'm doing like 8 things at one time because that's what I'm do. If I can find, if you go to our website, you'll be able to purchase some merchandise. So you're able to get this hat. Like I got D-Dubb. You got your mug available?
I don't have mug available, but
you be able to get this nice tumbler mug, not no junk, not no 99 cents joint, a real good quality mug with our logo on it. T-shirts, all that stuff with our insignia and our logo on it. Hey, support us. If you believe in what we're doing, man. Like D-Dubb got the polo. Yeah, we're gonna have polo shirt. What is that? The sweatshirt?
No, the polo.
That's the polo shirt. You'll be able, you want to be on the golf course, look cool with our gear on there. Good quality stuff, no junk, nothing. You know how you wash something and might shrivel up after you wash it that one time. Not with this stuff, man. Good quality stuff. Support us if you believe in what we're doing. We ask you just support us. We'll be able to also next week. It should be on there where we have something where hey, you on to YouTube, you want to bless us with something. Hey, bless us so we can get this production even better than what it is. What we got now. We're doing what we can do. I think we're doing a good job, but it can be always room for improvement. So, what D-Dubb's going to hit up this weekend to get these. Dan, it's funny, but there's always room for improvement, man. But I'm very excited for what we're doing. Happy New Year again. I know we're in the 12th day of the New Year, man, but I'm excited. I'm super excited, and I love to talk sports. And hey, we talked about it for 2 hours and no commercials. And no, that's pretty hard sometimes, man. But hey, when you love talking about stuff and doing stuff, man, this is a good thing, man. But we do this thing called parting shots. I'll start with D-Dubb. D-Dubb, what you got, brother?
Yo, man, nothing heavy. What you say? Happy New Year. Yeah, 12 days in, but it's all good. Ryan, thanks for having me.
No problem, brother. Thank you for having me, brother.
Yeah, coming through and talking to the NBA and saying the things that me and you, I haven't even had a conversation about the NBA, but you came on and pretty much said the same thing I've been talking about, which was great. So it's just confirmation. So we know, we're talking. Everybody sees the same thing. So but that's another conversation down the line. But other than that, everybody have a great week and enjoy football this weekend, wild card weekend.
Gotcha. Ryan, anything parting shots before we get out of here, my brother?
Man, I just want to say thank you for having me again, guys. Man, it's always a pleasure. I always have fun talking, NBA, just sports in general. And just thanks for having me, man. It's always a good time, man. I really appreciate it. The platform that you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up, man. Yeah, and just do what you keep doing. I love what you're doing. Always excited, when you give me the call, Kev, to come on. And yeah, man. Hopefully, I come back before like the trade deadline, and I can have a trade deadline show.
Oh, absolutely, most definitely, dog. We'll do that, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think a lot of trades are gonna happen.
Appreciate it, man. But I don't have anything heavy. Hey, just want everybody to just be safe, be careful, have a great week, great weekend watching football. Just be safe. Also remember to like, click, and subscribe to this channel. Please, please, please tell somebody about it. If you love sports, you want to get at us. We talk about all sports. We just don't do football, basketball. I don't know if you saw me and D-Dubb jumped on the other night right after the tank fight. And me and D-Dubb just talked about that for about 5 minutes. So if you like boxing, you like we get people on here. You like golf. I play golf, man, but I'm an aficionado, man. We got my man Duran Cooper. He comes on here and he talks about golf, man. We got Dan. Dan does hockey, man. Even though I did it tonight, Dan is a hockey dude, not Kevin. Yes, we are found on all major podcast platforms. So if you really like what we're doing, please like, click, and subscribe to the channel, man. And again, we appreciate all those that are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Not Twitch tonight. I don't think Mike has his Twitch set up. But wherever you're watching, thank you, man. We appreciate you. And once again, y'all guys have a great week. So we're going to get out of here. So on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator. Daryl D.Dubb Warren, Ryan DeSouza, our N.B.A. contributor. D.A. who had to drop out because his internet, whatever. James, the angry one in the comments. Mike Mills in his absence. Also, Dan, our hockey dude. Yeah, every Thursday night and Monday morning. Don't forget, 4th and Short. We're here, 4th and Short on Monday. So get with us on Mondays, man. Y'all have a blessed week. Have a good weekend. Y'all be safe. Peace.